told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong.
One sunny morning, little Juan, a bright and cheerful girl, was playing a word game with her classmates at school. The game was simple. They had to think of a word with the letter in the middle. Juan tried really hard but couldn't think of anything. Her teacher gave her a gentle hint, but to everyone's surprise, Juan said, "Widower." You see, Juan's dad was a widower. Her mom had passed away 3 years ago, and now it was just her and her dad. Juan missed her mom a lot, but more than anything, she wished for an older brother who could play with her when her dad was busy working at his restaurant. One day, something exciting happened. A new family moved into the neighborhood, and they had a boy around Juan's age. Juan's heart filled with hope. Maybe he can be like a big brother to me, she thought. She couldn't wait to meet him and become friends. However, things didn't go as smoothly as Juan hoped. The boy's mom seemed very sad and wasn't very friendly. Juan soon learned that the family had lost a daughter a year ago, and the mother was still heartbroken. She blamed her son, Jenny, for not saving his little sister, and often took out her anger on him. Jenny was very quiet and kept to himself. On the very first day in their new home, Jenny accidentally made a loud noise that disturbed the neighbors. They were so upset that they called the police. Juan watched the whole scene from her window, feeling sorry for Jenny. I bet he's lonely, just like me, Juan thought. She really wanted to help, but wasn't sure what to do. The next day, Juan decided to be brave. She walked up to His house and knocked on the door. When Jenny answered, Juan gave him her brightest smile and said, "Hi, Juan. Would you like to play with me?" At first, Jenny didn't say anything. He seemed unsure, but after a moment, he gave a small nod. The two went outside to play. Jenny was still quiet, but Juan could tell that he enjoyed having someone to spend time with. Day by day, Juan and Jenny became closer. They played games, ran around the neighborhood, and shared little laughs. Jenny didn't smile much at first, but over time, Juan could see him slowly open up. Even though things were tough for both of them, Juan knew they could help each other feel less lonely. Jenny became like the big brother she always wanted, and Juan helped him find joy again. Together, they began to heal, one step at a time. Juan was running through the schoolyard, trying to escape Hejin, who was chasing him for fun. While running, they bumped into Sanho. Sanho was quiet, but his two friends standing nearby weren't so kind. They were gossiping about Sana's family, whispering things they shouldn't have said. Juan overheard them, and his face turned red with anger. He couldn't believe what they were saying about his friend, Sanho. Juan, filled with rage, stomped over to the two kids who were mocking Sanho. Without thinking, he shouted at them, defending his friend. "How could you say that about his family?" he yelled. The other kids were shocked, but instead of stopping, they mocked Juan too. Hejin saw what was happening and stepped in, trying to help Juan. But before Hejin could say much, he was pushed, falling to the ground. The tension grew, and suddenly, Juan and the other kids started fighting. Punches were thrown, and soon enough, Sanho, seeing the mess unfold, tried to intervene. He wanted to stop them, but instead, he got caught in the middle of the chaos. The playground, once filled with laughter, was now scene of a messy brawl. Eventually, a teacher came over and stopped the fight. Everyone was told to apologize. The other kids reluctantly mumbled a quick sorry, but Juan stood tall and refused. He explained, "They insulted Sanho and his family. That's why I was so mad." The teacher looked at Juan. Understanding his feelings, but still asked him to make peace. The kids, embarrassed by the situation, tried to leave quickly, but Jun's father, who had come to pick him up, stepped in. He asked the kid who insulted Sanha to apologize properly. After a long pause, the boy muttered a genuine sorry to Sanha. Slowly, the tension in the air began to fade, and things felt a little calmer. With everything settled, Sanha waved goodbye and walked home. Juan and Hejin stood there, watching him leave. They didn't say much, but they knew something had changed that day. Jun's actions had brought them closer, but also made them realize how quickly things could go wrong. This day was full of emotions. Jun standing up for Sanha, but also facing the consequences of his anger. How will this affect their friendships? Stay tuned to see how Juan, Sanha, and Hejin move forward after this emotional day. Once upon a time in a lively school, three friends Hejin, Juan, and Sanha were enjoying their day. But something was bothering Juan. She seemed upset and was giving Hejin a cold stare. Hejin was puzzled and asked, "Hey, Juan, why are you so mad at me?" Sanha, trying to help, said, "Juan is upset because she found out you used to date Doei." Hejin's eyes widened in surprise. "What? I didn't think it was a big deal." Hejin remembered back to a time when he was dating Doei. She had asked him to keep it a secret because, besides liking him, she also had a crush on Sanha. After Sanha told Doei that he wasn't interested, Doei tried to get back together with Hejin. But Hejin didn't want to hurt Jun's feelings, so he said no. "I just didn't want you to feel bad, Juan," Hejin explained. But Juan wasn't satisfied. "It feels like you didn't trust me. Like I don't matter." Just then, Doei appeared, looking a bit angry. "Juan, why are you acting like I hurt Hejin? In the one who broke up with him." Juan couldn't believe her ears. "You left him? Why would you do that?" Doei Shurdan replied. "It's not your place to be mad. You're not even related to Hejin." That made Juan even more furious. "But we're friends, that means something." Things get heated between Juan and Doei. They argued back and forth, each saying things they didn't really mean. Suddenly, as Doei tried to get away from the fight, she tripped over her own feet and fell. "Ouch," she exclaimed, looking at her scraped knee. Juan, seeing Doei hurt, felt a bit sorry for her. "Are you okay?" she asked, rushing over to help. "I didn't want anyone to get hurt." Hejin watched as the tension faded. Maybe they could work things out. The three of them sat down together, and after a while, they started to laugh about the silly fight. "I guess secrets can be messy," Hejin said with a smile. Juan nodded. "Yeah, but we can talk about things instead of getting mad," Doei added, "and we should always be honest with each other." From that day on, they promised to share their feelings and be there for one another, no matter what happened. And so, under the warm sun, the three friends learned that misunderstandings can happen. But with love and communication, they could always find their way back to each other. It was a bright morning at Juan's house, and her dad was in the kitchen, happily cooking breakfast for everyone. The smell of food filled the air, and Juan could hear the clinking of pans as her dad prepared the meal. Soon, Sanha's dad and Hejin arrived, joining in the fun. "Hey, I think he'll be eating here every morning this month," Sanha's dad joked as he sat down. "I've already spent too much money." Everyone laughed at his silly comment. It was nice to at everyone gathering at Juan's place. Meanwhile, Juan was in her room, struggling to tie her tie. She tried looping it around and pulling it tight, but no matter what, it never looked right. Just then, Sanha walked in. He noticed Juan's frustrated face and chuckled. "Here, let me help," he said, taking the tie and showing her how to fix it properly. Juon smiled as she watched Sanha make it look so easy. Finally, her tie was perfect. Everyone gathered around the table, where Juon's dad proudly placed the breakfast he had worked so hard on. "Let's eat," he said with a big grin, happy to see everyone there together. Suddenly, Juon spoke up. "Hey, what do you think about adoption?" she asked out of nowhere, catching everyone off guard. "Who would adopt Wo?" Sanha was quick to respond with a laugh. "Wait, adoption, Juon. Your dad and my dad are only 1 year apart. Are you saying your dad is going to be adopted by mine?" He burst into laughter, and soon everyone else was laughing too. Juon scrunched up her face, confused by the idea, but she couldn't help but giggle as well. Sanha continued, "What will we call each other then? Should we change our family names too?" The room was filled with laughter as the family enjoyed their breakfast together, the conversation drifting between jokes and playful thoughts. Despite the silliness, Juon felt warm inside. Even if it was just a joke, the idea of everyone being one big family made her happy. One sunny afternoon, Juon was sitting on her porch, enjoying the warm breeze. Her best friend Sanha came over, but something seemed off. "Hey, Sanha, want to play with me today?" Juon asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Sanha frowned a little and replied, "I can't play at your house anymore." Juon's heart sank. "Why not?" she asked, her voice filled with curiosity. Just then, the front door swung open, and Sanha's mother stepped outside, carrying a big suitcase. Juon noticed her right away. "Hey Juma, where are you going?" Juon asked with a puzzled expression. "Can Sanha still come over to play, watch TV, and eat at my house?" Sanha's mother paused and looked at her thoughtfully. "Is Sanha your older brother?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. Juon quickly nodded. "Yes. He's my big brother." She hoped that would make Sanha's mom feel better. However, Sanha's mother was feeling very emotional. "I don't know, Juon. I lost my daughter, and I just don't know what to do. I worry that in leaving Sanha behind," she said, her voice shaky. After a moment of silence, she sighed and added, "If it makes you both happy, I guess you can take care of him for now." Juon felt relieved but also sad for Sanha. They both shared a quiet moment together. But as Sanha's mother turned to leave, Sanha couldn't help but feel the sadness in his heart. Tears started rolling down his cheeks. "Mom," he cried, feeling abandoned. Juon quickly rushed to his side and wrapped her arms around him. "It's okay, Sanha. You can stay with me. We'll make it better, I promise." With a gentle smile, Juon tried to lighten the mood. "Let's watch our favorite show and eat yummy snacks. It'll be fun." Sanha sniffled and nodded, grateful for Juon's support, even as they both felt the weight of sadness lingering in the air.